Welcome to Dreamy Tales English. I'm David. Tonight, we have a special story for you. It's called The Breakfast Lady of Wuhan. In most countries, breakfast is a quiet meal eaten at home. Cereal, toast, coffee, maybe some fruit. But in Wuhan, a city in central China with 10 million people, breakfast is an event. It is loud, colorful, and communal. And it has a special name, guozeo, which literally means passing the morning. For centuries, people in Wuhan have eaten their breakfast outside, at street stalls, small shops, and open-air markets. They stand in line, order from vendors who shout names and prices, and eat standing up or walking down the street. Some people eat breakfast on the subway. Some eat it on their way to work. And some, like our story, eat it as a way of life. The most famous breakfast foods in Wuhan are hot dry noodles, beef rice noodles, and oil circles, deep-fried dough balls filled with sweet bean paste. But there are dozens of other options, each one prepared fresh every morning by vendors who have been cooking since they were teenagers. Among these vendors is Auntie Zhang, a 60-year-old woman who has been selling breakfast in her neighborhood for 40 years. She lives in a small apartment above her shop, waking up at 4 o'clock every morning to prepare the dough, boil the broth, and fry the dough balls. By 5 o'clock, her shop is open, and by 6 o'clock, the line stretches around the block. Auntie Zhang's shop is simple: 3 tables, 12 chairs, and a counter where she works. The walls are covered with photographs of customers over the years, some from decades ago. There are pictures of children who grew up, couples who got married, and grandparents who brought their grandchildren. Every morning, Auntie Zhang greets her regulars by name. "Old Lee, your usual?" she asks a retired teacher who comes every day at 6. "Little Chun, extra spicy today," she says to a college student who likes his noodles with extra chili oil. And to newcomers, she smiles and says, "Try the hot dry noodles. They're the best in Wuhan." One winter morning, a young foreign man named Mark walked into Auntie Zhang's shop. He was from Canada, studying Chinese at university in Wuhan, and he had heard about the city's breakfast culture but had never tried it himself. He stood in the line, watching the vendors cook and the customers eat, feeling both excited and confused. When he reached the counter, Auntie Zhang looked at him and smiled. "What would you like?" she asked in English. Mark blinked. "You speak English?" "My son lives in Toronto," she said. "He taught me." Mark ordered a bowl of hot dry noodles and a cup of soy milk. When the food arrived, he sat down and took his first bite. The noodles were thick and chewy, coated in a rich sesame paste sauce with chili oil, green onions, and pickled vegetables. It was spicy, savory, and absolutely delicious. "This is amazing," he said. Auntie Zhang laughed. "Wait until you try the oil circles." Over the next few weeks, Mark became a regular at Auntie Zhang's shop. He came every morning before class, ordering different dishes each time. He learned the names of the foods, the proper way to eat them, and the customs of Wuhan breakfast culture. He learned that breakfast in Wuhan is not just about food. It is about community. It is about starting the day with energy, conversation, and connection. It is about knowing your neighbors, sharing your meals, and feeling part of something bigger than yourself. One evening, as Mark walked home from the university, he thought about his life in Canada. He thought about how he used to eat breakfast alone in his apartment, staring at his phone while drinking coffee. He thought about how different his mornings had been since coming to Wuhan, how he now looked forward to the noise, the chaos, and the warmth of Auntie Zhang's shop. He realized that breakfast was not just a meal. It was a ritual, a tradition, a way of saying to the world, "I am here. I am alive, and I am ready for whatever comes next. Good night and sweet dreams.